Someone brings up Barry Horowitz. He's coming on this channel on the Great North Wrestling podcast with Jack Kilby soon. Any memories of him?
I got a lot of memories of Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz, probably one of the most underrated wrestlers in pro wrestling, except by us. You know, guys like Bret Hart, and far be it for me. He was, listen, I sit out on every podcast. He's way better than me. His talent far exceeded mine. He was a great worker, man. He was really, really good. You know, and he was a humble guy in the dressing room. You know, and he was just a consummate pro. He took care of his business. He wasn't into any shenanigans or anything like that. He just took care of his business, and he was a mechanic in the ring. Listen, kind of Bret Hart like, you know what I mean? It's the days back in the 80s when you cared about the product in the ring. You cared about the wrestling. You know, I told my students on Monday night, I said, listen, I realized as the owner of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, I don't want to hurt these kids, so I got to keep up. You know what I mean? So when I broke into wrestling, I broke into the wrestling business, pro wrestling. These kids today are breaking into the entertainment business. So there's a big difference. There's a huge difference. You know, I had a student on FaceTime stick a fork in Mancini. What match was that? It was that Gorilla Monsoon, right? What match was that, Chris?
I remember that line, actually, but I forget the match.
You can stick a fork in me now. I'm still done. Yeah, Barry was just, he belongs in the Hall of Fame. He belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame. He just, you know, I'm not going to call him an enhancement talent. He's too good for that. He's one of those few enhancement talents that probably aside from the Brooklyn Brawler, who by the way, I did a job for him, and he was, when his first gimmick first came out, he was over. So you really can't call him an enhancement talent. You could call him an enhancement talent when he was Steve Lombardi, but you know, he got the gimmick of the Brooklyn Brawler. Aside from that, you know what I mean? Horowitz had his own. I was afraid to do anything on TV. Horowitz would come right on there to pat himself on the back. You know, he's got a T-shirt with a handprint on the back of it. That's genius.